Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the Grand Tour game on PlayStation 4. Now then, this is a game that I've been highly anticipated, mainly because I'm such a huge fan of the show, the Grand Tour. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of these three guys. I've got a huge Top Gear collection. There's previous videos I've put on the channel showing off my Top Gear collection of DVDs and box sets. I loved that show so much. It was my favourite show on TV, and then when it got cancelled, well, not cancelled, when Jeremy Clarkson left and the other two followed him, I was devastated. And then when they announced the Grand Tour, I was really excited because the shackles would be off and they could do what they wanted with that show. And that is now just about to start its third season, I believe this Friday, which I'm very, very excited to do, and I will probably be reviewing that on the channel too. But in conjunction with the show this year, they have decided to release Amazon a Grand Tour game. Now, little was known about this game, certainly by me. I didn't really want to know. I think I did a trailer reaction for the game a couple of months ago, but I didn't really know what to expect. So what are we getting with this Grand Tour game? Well, first off, actually it's quite cheap to buy. I think I paid, was it $11.99, $12.99 for it in the PlayStation Store, and it wasn't on sale or anything. One thing I don't understand is initially it was $24.99 and then it dropped to $12.99, which suggests to me that you're going to have to pay for content. I'm guessing there's going to be more added to this game and you're probably going to have to pay for it, and I'll explain why I think that is the case. Now, when you first buy this game and turn it on, if you bought this game today and turned it on, what you're going to get is actually quite a bare bones game. And by that I mean, it actually feels like you've bought the box set to the Grand Tour. And it's set up, you turn it on, and then you've got, your single player, you've got your local split screen, which is a great thing. You can play this split screen with your friends. But if you want to play single player, it gives you the options Season 1, Season 2 and Season 3 coming soon. We'll put a pin in that. So if you click on Season 1, you've got basically 2 episodes to play. You've got the first episode in Season 1 and the first episode in Season 2. And by that I mean actually the episodes. So it's edited, there's some things taken out, but you get to watch the episodes in question. And when Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond actually get in the cars and start driving and racing, you then take over and you drive the cars that they were driving in the show. So if they were driving a Ferrari, you're driving the Ferrari. If they're driving a BMW, you then get to drive the BMW. And you get to do exactly what they did. If they were driving around a certain track, you will drive around that track. If they're going around the Ebola ring, you're going around the Ebola ring. And you're doing everything that they're doing. And it's actually a lot of fun, and this is seamlessly tied into the show, so that when you've done your lap or when you've done your drag race or whatever it is you're doing, it then cuts seamlessly back to the show, so it feels like you're genuinely participating in the show, and it's a lot of fun. And I genuinely wasn't expecting that. I'm not saying it's the best idea they could have had, but for the price that I've paid, I was genuinely pleased with what I was getting with the initial content, and it was a lot of fun. And what they do is they do mix up the races, whereas you can pick up like power-ups. So they've made the races semi-realistic, some of them, because actually some of the cars actually are quite difficult to control. The graphics are surprisingly good for the cars and the races, better than I expected, and I think they did have to deliver with the Grand Tour being such a good car show. I think they had to deliver on that. Things had to look good, but they've littered in some arcade elements as well, so you can pick up power-ups while you're doing the races to give you speed boosts, to put grease on the track, to send your opponents texts, which will slow them down because they're going to have to pick up the phones and read the text. That's highly illegal, we all know, but there you go, it's a game. So it can give you an advantage in the races. It doesn't, not all the races, it's usually when you're just having fun races with the other presenters, and it does give you the opportunity in some races to choose which presenter you want to be and which car you want to drive. So there are aspects of it that are fun here, and like I say, it took me I think 50 minutes to complete the first episode. And the episodes are like an hour long, so they've edited things out, and obviously you've got quite a number of races, and you get like medals, gold, silver, bronze, depending on how you perform. In addition to that, like I say, you've got the local split screen races that you can do with your friends, and then you've also got as well, it's like a Grand Prix, so you can do like races with like some specialist cars from the show. As you can see there's a few cars that were in the Grand Tour. If you've watched the show, you've got Richard Hammond's environmental car, you've got James May's fire truck, and you've got Clarkson's buggy. So you could do all these Grand Prix races using all types of different cars, either special cars, you know, coupes, sports cars. So you do get to have lots of fun different races using all the cars that you've used in the shows. So there is quite a lot here to keep you busy, keep you interested, but there's also quite a lot missing. For me, I think this definitely needed like an option to just drive around the Ebola ring with any car that you've unlocked, any car that you've used in the show so far. That would have been a nice option to see if you can beat your times in the different cars that you've unlocked. That would have been cool. And a showroom as well, some kind of showroom, so you can have a look round and look at all the cars that you've driven, look at all the cars you've unlocked. I think it was kind of lacking that as well, you know, just to show off the fact that this is a car show at the end of the day. So I think there are modes missing here. It is a bit bare bones at the minute. However, starting from Friday, there is going to be new content added every week. Every episode, as you watch the show, there will be content added into the game that basically coincides with the show you've just watched, which I think is a very, very clever idea. My only anticipation, or the only thing I'm a bit worried about is that are they going to be charging every week for this new episode? And if it's like a $5 a week or something, it's going to turn out to be an expensive game. If it's a couple of quid, I could handle that probably, and I would probably do that, because you not only you're getting the game elements, you're getting the episodes as well, which is pretty cool. So I think I'm trying to think who this game is for, really, and who to recommend it to. I'm enjoying it because I'm a huge fan of the show, and I'm a fan of Clarkson, Hammond and May, and I was genuinely chuffed and delighted to play what they gave me initially, because it felt so fun, and I'm so familiar with the show. I did genuinely feel like I was part of the show at times. So it's quite a lot of fun, is this. For racing veterans, you know, if you Gran Turismo veterans and all the rest of it, I'm not sure there's going to be enough here to impress you. I think you'll probably be a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, because it's not what you would call a cultured racing game. It feels very limited, a little bit restricted, and there's nowhere near enough content yet to fully recommend this game, even at the price that they're giving. So I think to take all those things on board, the things that I'm saying, really, if you, like I say, if you're a veteran racing gamer, it's probably not for you, this game. If you're a fan of the Grand Tour and you're a fan of Clarkson, Hammond and May, then I think it's worth picking up, because I certainly am, and I'm glad I got it. I had it on pre-order from Christmas time, this game. So yes, that's my... I can't really call this a full review yet, because we haven't had the full game. It's more like a first impressions review, I suppose you could say, for this game. It's definitely fun. There's elements here to enjoy, certainly if you're a fan of the show, but it is a bit bare bones, it's a bit limited, and there's not enough content, I would say, yet. So I'm going to give this game, in its current form, a 7 out of 10. If you like, if you're a veteran racing gamer, you would probably score it far lower than that, I'm guessing. But for me, I'm enjoying it, and it's mainly because I'm a fan of the show, and it is a very interesting idea. It could potentially score higher later, depending on if they do charge for further content down the line. So that's my first impressions review for the Grand Tour game. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I shall see you next time on Screen Stars.